Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz is set to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery on his non-throwing shoulder, Ocho, and will be placed on injured reserve. JJ McCarthy began the season as the starter, but has missed the last 6 games with a high ankle sprain. He's expected to play Sunday in Detroit. The only backup Minnesota roster is undrafted rookie Max Brosmer. JJ is not. Yeah, that exactly. He was undrafted, so you know even less about him. JJ McCarthy has not only played 2 of 24 regular season games since he was drafted with the number 10 pick in the 2024 draft. Ocho, how bad are the Vikings missing Sam Darnold?
Listen, they're missing Sam Darnold very, very much so. Very much so. Listen, the way Sam Darnold played last year, I still, for the life of me, can't understand why you let him walk out that door. I just don't understand for the life of me, and not knowing what you were getting with JJ McCarthy. I understand he was a high-round pick. I know what he did at Michigan. I get that. But listen, there's no problem with him sitting behind and learning from Sam Darnold with the way he played last year. You don't let a quarterback, as hard as it is to come by quarterbacks that you can find that can maximize everything you want to do offensively. He did everything well. He didn't look like the Sam Darnold with the Jets. He didn't look like the Sam Darnold in goddamn Carolina. But for some reason, everything in Minnesota, it looked good. He looked very good, similar to how Daniel Jones looked with the goddamn Indianapolis Colts, like a completely different person.
Oh, yeah.
A completely different person. And the same person is still carrying on right now in Seattle. He's still doing the same thing.
Yes.
And now you're struggling. Now you're having quarterback woes. And you don't know what to do. And I think they're not playing JJ McCarthy on purpose. It can't be nothing wrong with him, Monk.
He was out a long time with a high ankle sprain. Normally, guys were getting back in 3, high-end 4 weeks. This would be 6 weeks that he's missed. I'm just saying. You're right.
Good well ain't nothing wrong with that ankle. Ain't nothing wrong with that ankle. You know that. Boy, Justin Jefferson, boy, he gonna cut up this week. You hear me? But let things don't go right. Let things don't go the way they should be. You know, they love calling players divas and all this that are passionate and want to win, and understanding that in order for me to have success, in order for us to have team success, we got to have the most important position, have a good person, a good player with the ball. And we don't have that. Hey, them great players that we all love, they start to act up now. You laughing. No, they love the. I'm not sure where that term diva came from. I'm not sure, But when certain
it came from y'all misbehaving.
Yeah, hey, we don't misbehave. We're just passionate about the position that we do play.
That's what y'all call it.
Listen, we like to show a little enthusiasm, a little energy. When we do it, it's called divas. When they do it, it's called
passion.
The word? Huh?
It's called passion.
Yeah, it's called the word, the definition changed depending on the. Let me. I'm not gonna go there.
It's been reported that Wentz tore his labrum and dislocated his shoulder in week 5, and they still played. Let that sink in. So he's got a torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, and it's dislocated. And so you're asking him to play through that.
Yeah.
You got a guy that you took with the number 10 pick last year, that you were so set that he was going to be your guy, that you let a guy walk out the door that had thrown like 30+ high 30 touchdowns for you. I think fewer than 15 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you let that guy walk out the door, but now you got a guy that's a journeyman. He's turned into a journeyman. Yes, he was the number 2 pick in the draft. And yeah, he had a nice 2-3 year run in Philly, then it all fell apart. And he's bounced around ever since. But so now he's a journeyman quarterback. You're willing to keep a journeyman. You're willing to ask a journeyman with a torn labrum and what's being reported. I don't know. I'm just reading what's being reported. Right. You're asking a guy that's a journeyman quarterback that has a torn labrum and a dislocated non-throwing shoulder to go out there and gut it up, instead of putting a guy out there that was a high draft pick that you believe so much in.
Yeah.
A guy that you saw go through the totality of a season and play exceptionally well, you let him walk out the door.
Hey, I know what Sam Darnold looks like before he left. Might have left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But the position he put you in the regular season to even be in contention, to be in the playoffs, it was phenomenal. It was a great run. And it was the kind of run where you bring someone like that back who gives you a chance. He puts you in position. He allows you to maximize what you want to do offensively with his decision making and the chemistry that he built with Hockenson, Addison, and Justin Jefferson. You don't let that walk out the door, because now you have a situation like you do now where we're saying, goddamn, JJ McCarthy has been injured on the sideline with a high ankle sprain for 6 weeks. I know that's a lie. I know the devil is a lie. Somebody lying. I don't know who it is, because now you're not sure. Now you really don't want to put him out there based on what you saw already when he had the opportunity to get out there. It didn't look like it should. It doesn't look like you guys made the right choice. So now you're relying on Carson Wentz to save the day.
Yeah, look, Ocho, he's only in his second year, so he could get better. But I had my questions about him because they ran the ball way more at Michigan than they threw it. So I was always like, okay, what happens when they're going to require you to throw the ball? Right. The days of you just being able to run the football, you got to throw it in this league. I don't care who you are. There's going to come a time that you're going to have to, and more times than not, you're going to need to throw the football. And so I was always a little leery on that part. Now, I will say this. I thought they could have kept Sam Darnold, but I knew they wouldn't keep Sam Darnold for the simple fact of the money, and they tied up into JJ McCarthy. He was the number 10 pick in the draft, Ocho. Yeah. But it wasn't a lot of money. Now, if Minnesota had backed the Brinks truck up and said, okay, we got 40, 45, 50 million. Right. I get Minnesota, but this is a very digestible contract. This was almost like a Baker Mayfield contract.
Yes.
30 million is the lower level of a starting quarterback.
Right. Yep.
And so I was a little surprised that they didn't go to 30, that they didn't look at least for another year or two. Hell, if and I get it, this is not a very fair assessment, but Jordan Love rode the bench. Now, he's backing up somebody much more substantial and proven, but he sat his ass on the bench. Aaron Rodgers sat the bench. Mm-hmm. So there's no harm in that. And look, if Sam Darnold doesn't make it this year, but Sam Darnold is not old. Sam Darnold is 26. Yeah, so if he continues to play well, hell, I'll move on from JJ McCarthy. Yeah. I'll ship his ass out. Yeah, because JJ McCarthy is what? How much younger is JJ McCarthy than Sam Darnold, Ash? Because I think Sam Darnold is 26 years of age. So it's not like he's 30, 32, and plus you're dealing with a quarterback. So they like dog years. That 26 is really like 14.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like other positions. How old is JJ McCarthy and how old is Sam Darnold? Okay, Sam Darnold is 28. JJ McCarthy is 22.
Only 22?
22, yeah.
Oh man, listen. I'm not a GM. I'm not an owner, but I understand. I know who gives us our best chance to win, and I'm not gambling. Regardless of him being the number 10 pick, there's no problem with him sitting. He has a team friendly contract. Even being the number 10 pick, I'm bringing Darnold back and giving him that lower tier. No disrespect. I'm speaking in football terms of quarterback. And quarterback money to see what he can do for us the next 2 or 3 years.
At least the next 2 before I have to, because I really don't have to make a decision on on JJ McCarthy, Ocho, until year 4 going into year 5. I got to make a decision. Yeah. So I don't have to do a deal with him. I mean, obviously, guys that are playing get deals done after their 3rd year if they're that guy. So I get that, but theoretically, I could go into year 4. Says, okay, I've gotten 2 years of Sam Darnold. I think we've maxed him out. Okay, JJ, I'm gonna give you a year to prove it, and then but I'm not in a situation. But I think the thing is, Ocho, going into that year 4, now I got to pick up his 5th year option.
Yeah. Hey, and one thing about it too, you know what I don't like? I think it's the perfect situation for him. You played at Michigan, so you're used to being in that type of environment. Obviously, you come from a school where you ran the ball, a high percentage of the time, but you're a quarterback. You're in the NFL now, and if you can't throw the ball to Jordan Addison, Hockenson, and Justin Jefferson, you don't belong.
Never.
You just don't. Oh yeah, nail this way. You just don't belong because that's one of the better receiving cores in the NFL. And even if you can't bring yourself to their level of play, they're so good they can hide whatever weaknesses you do have as a quarterback. And the fact that he can play going into week 6, and we talk about it's still an ankle sprain, something ain't right. And it damn sure ain't no high ankle sprain. That's not it. I mean, we know that. And I'm not sure what they're trying to hide, but whatever weaknesses that he may have as a quarterback, they have to find a way to hide it because you have the players around him that can hide it. You have the players around him that can hide it.
Well, I think the thing is, Ocho, you can only hide it for so long. It's like an Easter egg. They might not find it, but somebody's going to find them eggs. So whatever your weakness is as a quarterback, Ocho, we going to find it sooner or later because as long as you continue to play, we going to find out where you weak at. That's just how it is. And so I agree with you. I just knew based on the NFL, the number 10 pick, they really like this guy. And also I don't know if it's true. It's like reports that he wanted to be guaranteed a starting job. Seattle guaranteed him a starting job.
Oh, okay. Oh, you talk about
Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay.
And so under those circumstances, but it's hard for me to believe, Ocho, somebody gonna pay you $30 million and you don't start.
Yeah. And there aren't very many places that he could have gone to after he left Minnesota where they weren't going to guarantee him the starting job. There wasn't anybody there. You're going to have to look over your shoulder and understand, okay, the pressure's on me. If I don't play well, they're probably going to put this guy in. You're in a great spot. I think Minnesota would have been a great spot for him to come back. I'm not sure what management was thinking.
I do.
There's a reason why I'm not a GM. There's a reason why I'm not an owner because that's the choice, the decision I would have made. And now he's in Seattle and he's flourishing. He is flourishing. JSN are having a effing ball.
Yeah, and I think Ocho, when they moved on from Geno. Now you look at a situation. They moved on from DK. They moved on from Lockett. It seems like Lockett went to Tennessee. Now he's going to be reunited with Pete Carroll and Geno in Las Vegas. Maybe a lot of people are like, man, what do they have? They got Jackson Smith and Jigba. They got JSN, and he is phenomenal.
Yeah, and listen, what we can do as well, because he's not too far removed from winning a Triple Crown. I love Cooper Kupp. He might not be the Cooper Kupp of old, but Cooper Kupp at this
he can still make plays.
He can still make plays. He's still one of the better route runners, one of the better creatives of what I like to say artistry when it comes to running routes.
Yeah,
he's still one of those, despite what people may think.
He's not going to be used like that. That's not Sean McVay's system. Sean McVay, if you look at the way Sean McVay used Cooper Kupp, you look at the way Sean McVay used Puka Nacua.
Well, yeah.
That's not what he is. They're not going to use him like that because first, he's not the number one. That's JSN.
Yes.
So now the JSN, he's going to get the favorable. He's going to get the favorable play calls. He's going to be the first target. And so, but if you go back and look at it, Ocho, I think Cooper Kupp only had one 1,000-yard receiving season. That was the Triple Crown season.
That's funny how that works, right? That's funny. And I saw that before with understanding. Well, damn, you won the Triple Crown, and I remember going back and looking at some of his numbers. Me and TJ Houshmandzadeh were talking about it at one point, and he told me, "Well, go look at all the stats from before that." And it's unbelievable with the right system, with the right coach, and putting you in the right position to make certain plays. They can manipulate the offense to where you can succeed no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yep.
They can do it. And obviously, when it was time to work and wiggle him out that system, here comes Puka Nacua.
Yeah. You draft players. You need smart players. Those guys on the bigger side, they're not your typical slot. You look at Puka. You look at Cooper Kupp. They're not the Julian Edelmans. They're not the Wes Welkers. They're not your typical slot receivers. They're on the bigger side, which means they're going to have to be able to take more punishment because when you catch that many balls, Ocho, you got to get a damn ass load of targets. Because Cooper Kupp caught 140-something balls. That means he's 190, 200 targets.
Man,
1,930 receiving yards. He was well over 2,000. He was damn near 200 catches on the season. When you tally up what he did in the postseason,
right,
and you look at the yardage, he was like 2,400 receiving yards.
Jesus Christ.
And you look at what he did in the playoff games. So he probably had another 30 plus catches. So you figure tack on another 30, 35 catches with another 45, 50 targets. Now you see, hell, he might have had 230, 250 targets and caught 190 of them.
When I think about it like that, as dynamic of a playmaker as he was, I always sit back and hypothetically think, damn, I wonder what my numbers would look like in that situation. Being that, we're
that's a lot of punishment, Ocho.
Huh?
That's a lot of punishment.
Hey, I could take punishment. I ain't got no problem going across that middle and doing some of the things that really made me uncomfortable. I can sit there and tell you now. I mean, I wasn't comfortable, sitting there and running screens. I don't like that. I like to be having somewhat of a.
No, you're not gonna catch that many balls getting pushed down the field, Ocho. They can't throw that many balls pushing you out of the field. Not no 100 and. He caught 140 something balls. So think about how many screens, bubble screens that he actually caught.
I don't like
how many little smoke routes.
Yeah, I don't like those. I'm gonna be honest with you. It gives me a certain level of uncertainty, a certain level of uncomfortability with me not being able to have my eyes on what's in front of me and me having to focus on the ball. Now having to run a route and understanding being able to read defenses and knowing where everybody's going to be and what their job is, and knowing when I can get out of breaks, I can protect myself. I know what's coming. I know where you're coming from. I know where the pursuit is coming from. But having to turn real quick and everybody got eyes on me like I'm a damn punt returner, that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't like that.